We have people who are from the ecosystem, one from the side of people who've been building D2C brands. And we have people who've been supporting D2C brands and the retail brands in terms of providing right kind of a tech infrastructure. And as our panel is largely dedicated to talking about how technology is going to play a critical role, while retail needs to expand and look at building a scalable business where they're actually looking at multiple stakeholders, engaging with them, providing right kind of experiences to their customer, streamlining their entire backend solution. So to begin with, I would like to have Vikas to largely briefly talk about the journey of Happilo and how it is expanding right now. And if you could just touch upon the fact that how early on did you start to invest in technology as your enabler in the entire journey?
Hi. Thank you for the opportunity, QBuster, to be on this esteemed panel. At Happilo, we started in 2016 as a primarily dry fruit and snack company. Today, we are available in, say, more than 15,000 stores pan-India. We sell across most marketplaces, sell across our own store. We have our own 7 to 8 stores, and we also operate through our own website called as happilo.com. So I think, see, most important in today's world where all people talk about D2C and offline, online, everything, I think the answer is, being omni-channel. And for that, I think technology plays a very key role. The customer can come across any channel, any demography, any geography, in no gender bias, because customer can actually come to your store, to your website, to your offline, retail store or a marketplace. How actually you can serve the customer and give the best in terms of the product, knowledge, service, and the consistent quality and the convenience what you can provide. I think you can always control the product and the quality from your side, but the convenience and service actually can only be done through the technology, right? How the touch points can be utilized and how can actually engage with the customer and ensure that the customer comes back to you month on month. So I think we actually adopted a lot of practices. We have invested in SAP as well. In fact, QBuster also, we also use QBuster in our own retail stores and to unify that, with our website and through Universe and also. Technology plays a very key role. Without that, I think very difficult to scale. You might achieve the 0 to 1 journey or 1 to 2 journey, but if you want to achieve that 10 or 100 journey, I think it is all about technology and the team what you can build.
So from a founder, I want to move up to Vinod. Vinod, I would want to actually understand the kind of work that you guys have been doing in terms of working and providing the kind of infrastructure that is required in terms of the retail expansion and the retail giving a massive coherent experience to different stakeholders for retail or any scalable business that we can talk about.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? Can you repeat the question?
So the question is from a Oracle standpoint, how do you see the current expansion that we are seeing a D2C brand starting from one channel for distribution and then expanding and the scale that they are achieving in a smallest period of time? There is a lot of tech play that is required to actually manage that. So as a technology enabler, what is your viewpoint and where do you see this going to be in the future? Because we are seeing a massive growth of many indigenous D2C brands in the India market today, and it is only going to grow from here.
Thanks, Kishore, and happy to be part of this panel and share my thoughts. I think I've been hearing a lot of sessions since afternoon and a lot to learn about the retail and the D2C business. One thing which I can certainly say, the retail and the D2C business, which is a part of it, is a very complicated and very difficult industry. More so in the Indian context, given the breadth and the length and breadth of the country and regional diversity which we have. On one side, we have opportunity of having a huge market and very demanding customers. Very customers who want to buy whenever they want to buy, wherever they want to buy, and without losing any customer buying experience. And on the other side, you have a very supply chain which is coming with a lot of bottlenecks and the problems. So you need to deal with both of these as the retailers. And I guess technology can solve both the problems, and is very, very relevant and very, very important for building up any D2C or a retail business of scale. So from that perspective, whether you are looking at a back-end operations which will help the customers to build up their entire supply chain, including the financials, inventory management, order management, your warehouse management, for example, streamlining operations there, to all the way to the front end on the customer side, managing the as simple as a POS solution on the store side, or maybe hyperscaler channels, or the entire stuff needs to be managed very well, and that's where the technology can play a significant role. So in my view, a lot of companies who are building up the business in the D2C and the retail space of a scale, there are a few things which you need to keep in mind. And one is, of course, you need to pick up a solution which is rock solid on the supply chain front, because that's going to be the backbone of the business. And secondly, add a solution which is technologically advanced in terms of the simplicity which it offers, in terms of the data analytics which come part of it out of the box, and also which can integrate with a lot of other solutions and applications in the customer landscape. Because remember one thing, no one company has a complete solution for any retailer or any D2C brand. So you need to stitch a lot of solutions together, and that's where the interoperability comes into play. Thirdly is the scale. Scale is very important for the solution. You can't build up something, you can't have something which is too big for today, or you can't even have something which is too small for tomorrow. And lastly, the timing of putting up systems and technologies in place. I think these are some of the important criteria one needs to consider while having the technology supporting and helping build up the brand in the D2C and the retail space.
A very interesting point, Param. You guys are in a stage where you're growing aggressively. We are seeing the Ayurveda company across everywhere. You are expanded your distribution. You've created your distribution on the omni channel now. We are seeing massive marketing spends that you guys are doing. So you're looking to scale really big in coming few months and few years. How are you looking at one, like Vinod rightly said, that there are different aspects of the business where technology is going to play a role, and you have to create a modular approach in terms of looking at who are you going to work with for various assets. So currently, while you are scaling, what are the key focus area where you are looking at bringing in technology to help you in your growth journey?
Thanks, Kishore, for the question, and thanks, CubeBuster, for having me. I'm the founder of the brand Tag, the Ayurveda company. We are, one of the youngest kids on the block in terms of a direct-to-consumer brand heading offline, and it has been, a very early and young journey in terms of understanding how do you marry retail and technology, right? The last 3 years in India and across the globe, they have told most of the retailers as well as brand builders and operators that, it's important to understand how the world is changing, say slightly ahead, not also way ahead, because if you understand the market, say, what's going to happen 5 years down the line, that's not the way now, because every 2 years there is a large disruption that's happening. So how do you really understand wherever technology is required to get integrated in your processes? It's important to really just look at few months or maximum 9 months ahead of your journey. What's where all we require technology. Say, for example, in our business, we sell via any possible touch points in the country because we are an Ayurveda brand. We do skin, hair, sexual wellness, baby care, makeup, fragrances, entire wellness category. So, any possible e-commerce channel, Amazon, Flipkart, Nykaa, Myntra, Blinkit, quick commerce, e-pharmacies, e-groceries, video commerce, social commerce, creator economy, our own D2C website. And then when the market was changing, we realized that we have to start opening and getting nearer to the consumer, where we started opening our own stores. We have 20 odd kiosks running in the country. Our 5 exclusive business outlets are opening. And we also started working in the largest model of the business, which is the distribution model, through beauty advisor counters, which are now close to 600 for us. And now we are headed to a larger distribution. So the complexities for us within a span of less than 24 months became much larger to be tackled. So what we realized, we need to ensure one thing which is very consistent. That is, our communication going to the consumer has to be constant, and it has to deliver the similar experience to the consumer, because we were a digital first brand going offline. And now how do you ensure your consumer understand that whatever he was buying from, say, a Nykaa or a website, our own D2C, is also getting the same experience, same delivery experience, same product experience, same communication experience across our touchpoints. So it was very important to really understand that how do we keep that communication consistent, the product experience consistent, the delivery experience consistent, and say what our digital influencers were doing, how do we also give that communication and influencer experience on ground, where our beauty advisors, we are training them to behave as an influencer to sell our products. So for us, the key was to understand how do we keep all of these points constant. And as the rapid change in the industry is happening on the inventory side or on the last mile distribution side, how do you also ensure that your own stores can act as hub and spoke model for delivery? How do you ensure if quick commerce is disrupting giants like Amazon, how do you also ensure that you are adopting technology for logistics and last mile, right? So we have integrated technology across our touch points, right? Be from consumer experience to delivery, to influencer experience, to acquisition, to retention. Now, when we started chasing the dream of growing, in 2 years, we have almost become a 150 crore company in the revenue, not valuations, right? So now from 150 to 1,000 crore, where our touch points expand from now, currently we are at 3,000 outlets. We'll expand to 25,000 outlets. How do we ensure that every consumer which we are acquiring offline also has the entire online funnel running for it? Because next 2 years, no one can visualize, but that sure there will be some bigger disruption comes in, COVID 4.0, 5.0, right? So you'll have to be ready for some larger disruption that happens in the future. So how do you ensure that you are ready when your consumers are aware that you are available anywhere? But how do you ensure that that customer is still hooked to you? How do you ensure there is a retail automation available to bring that consumer back to your channel if, say, offline shuts down for some time? So there is a lockdown happens. So how do you ensure that retail automation funnel is also ready for retention? So we have been slightly ahead of the curve in terms of understanding on technology, innovation-driven sales.
Thank you, Param. Param, we were talking about a new D2C brand scaling really fast. We have with us Gaurav. Gaurav is part of Hariom Retail, one of the traditional retail, electronic retail brand. You guys have scaled with time, but your scale is also now becoming bigger, and we would want to actually understand how, from a traditional retail business, how you are actually looking at integrating, bringing in technology while you actually start to expand further in the markets. You already have expanded massively in terms of your own retail presence.
Thanks, Kunal. Hi, everyone. Yeah, Hariom Electronics is a traditional electronics store, what you have just across the road. Everybody lives, you can see that. So, of course, we are traditional retailers, but we operate purely on technology. Starting from the customer entering to the store, so it's been recorded technology at our, it will be recorded, and how the customer process has been there, starting from the billing process to the delivery process, everything is being done through technology only. So we can 100% say that operation-wise, Hariom Electronics works on technology. It helps us a lot. It helps us in creating customer experience, giving him a wow experience, and also the accuracy has gone very high. So what we have seen that the accuracy of our working has gone high. So there are so many times there are manual mistakes being happenings, mainly in logistics maybe, because we deal in a big logistics problem like air conditioners and refrigerators. So they are heavy products. So technology helps us there to increase our efficiency in logistics. Technology also is today helping us in making personalized offers to the customers. So we are able to see the patterns of how the customer is behaving, how he's buying, when he has last bought the AC, now when we'll buy a new one, or maybe his old refrigerator is old now. So these all things are being helping us, AI is helping us to analyze that. So customer experience is there. The third thing which I'll say is that as a team, it helps you to make much more efforts when technology is there. So efforts are, their power to deliver increases. So conversion rate of customer increases. So three things which technology is helping as a traditional retailer is, of course, the customer operations is helping us. Secondly, it is helping in logistics. And third, it is helping greatly in making marketing efforts to make customers more and more offers for them.
That is very interesting, the fact that you said that you guys are personalizing offers to the customer, even in the offline retail store, when we used to talk about how Amazon and other online stores are doing that. It's interesting to see how our Indian traditional retailers now are looking at using technology to actually do such very personalized marketing for the consumer who's been behaving in a certain way.
Because according to me, I think nothing is traditional retail now. Everything is technology. Only the platform is changing.
Yeah. Agreed, completely agreed. So while we are talking about all of this, what is very critical in the entire ecosystem is the payment gateway. And we have somebody from Pine Lab, Nishit. Nishit, in terms of the entire aspect of payment that you bring in for retail, offline, online, and you guys are present across board. How are you seeing the importance of payment infrastructure for the retail growth and retail expansion?
Thanks, Kishore. And it's interesting that I'm a part of a panel which is towards the end of the day and one of the last ones to speak, because payment usually comes at the end of the checkout journey. But payment is just as important because it completes the experience, it completes the sale. And we spoke a lot about technology enabling the various aspects of the product purchase. Payments was one of the first exposure to technology that most retailers, whether offline or online had. So Pine Labs, incidentally, is a company which is close to 20 years old. Yet it is one of the pioneers in the fintech space. We have recently created an omni-channel presence. There's a payment gateway business. There is obviously POS machines. There is a UPI business. And we are also getting into supply chain finance. So I think as you asked, Kishore, payments is one of the most critical things. And as Vinod had mentioned right at the start, the technology enablement and both the ERP or a CRM management plus payments, these are infrastructure like services. So a product company or a services company can be built beautifully by the founders, by the entrepreneurs, by the CEOs. But if the infrastructure is not in place, if the right partners are not chosen, and the right then the right scalability, or there's always an issue in scaling up, and we've got great growth stories sitting here on the panel. And I'm sure they would really appreciate a partner who can scale up, or who can absorb their increased traffic without any glitch, without any hitches. Payments, a bad payment experience, we've all experienced that when there is a bad checkout experience, there is a high drop-off or a high bounce rate. So all the good effort that has gone in building the product, in doing the marketing, getting the customer into the fray, sort of goes for a toss if the payments is not good. And therefore, I believe that payments is one of the critical pieces in technology enablement.
Thank you, Nishit. I see times is up, but I would just like one line of concluding remark from each one of you in terms of just how are you actually going to actually look at technology's role. Just one concluding line that you guys can add. Vikas, I can start with you.
I think for all the people building brands, and I think most important for scalability will be the use of technology. The right kind of technology use, how do you integrate it, and what kind of insights you can get, and how you can reach the customer faster and service him again and again every month. The entire funnel of retention and acquisition, how you give that experience to the customer, solving his smallest of problems, and all will be depending on how you can actually use technology and grow the business from there.
So I have mentioned most of the things. For us, it will be one small line could be, how do you drive maximum innovation using technology from product innovation to conversion, right? Unless we are innovating on product development in terms of understanding what products need to be brought out for the entire changing markets, right? We have to integrate technology from innovation to conversion. That will be one last line for me.
Thank you, Param.
I believe technology is actually a wave generator. It enables a lot of people to ride the wave and go ahead, and the folks who don't catch the wave sort of get left behind. So and therefore it's very important to be on the right side of technology. You don't want to be a typewriter in a computer world. So yeah, that's my perspective.
Gaurav.
So how I see technology is, to me, technology is convenience. So convenience of making relationship with customer, convenience of working with the team. And as everybody said, I would like to add another part of technology. Like for me, future of technology is more of Internet of Things. So how the devices will be talking to each other. So I was just sharing in the panel that, there's maybe few years now, if I'm wearing a smart watch, so my smart watch will tell me that how's my health and what kind of test I should have my blood test. So sooner we will be seeing that whatever blood test is happening, I'll get some messages and offers on my phone for the blood test. So as a result of blood test, I can get a dietitian offers coming on my phone. So same dietitian's offer can be, can be connected to my refrigerator. Do I have those kind of fruits or vegetables in my refrigerator? So that kind of technology is, evolving. And I think the future of technology is always there, definitely there. And it will evolve very fast, very fast.
If you see in the context of the D2C, which has been the buzzword for last so many years and has seen an exponential growth, and I'm sure is going to get stronger and stronger as we move forward. There have been many contributors to it, and of course, pandemic has been one of them. Digital infrastructure has been one of them. Buying behavior of millennials, for example, they don't care about the established brands. They don't mind to try out new brands every day, and so that has also contributed. But among all of them, the one thing which has significantly contributed is the technology and the internet. That has created a level playing field for any small DTC brand also, for example, to compete with the large best of the business companies. And in my view, technology is and will remain an integral part of the retail and DTC specifically. And if you look back, say 5 years back, 2018, and compare it with 2023, and take a clue from that, how the world has changed and how the technology has impacted those changes, I see 5 years down the line, we'll be seeing a dramatically different world. And it's very difficult and hazardous to fathom how it will look like, but some of the things which are going to drive that is are AI, and I'm talking in context of the retail and D2C, AI and club with data analytics and the predictive insight behavior. I think those are the things which will throw up a lot of insights about the consumer behavior patterns, and which the marketers and the retailers will find very, very handy to build up their strategies, both on the product pricing and the channel front, and also on the supply chain front. You'll see things like IoT and sensors becoming more and more prominent in the entire supply chain, and which will give you a real-time visibility of your inventory, where the inventory is in the warehouse, in the transit, and so on and so forth. So I think this industry is going to have significant impact and the benefit out of this technological revolution.
Thank you everyone. We do understand that technology is not now taking a decade to change. It is changing every quarter. We are seeing new technology emerging, and it is only time to see that how the technology is going to also enable the entire retail space in a certain way. Already the current technology is a strong infrastructure that the D2C and retail brands are looking at, enabling them for a seamless delivery and a very good customer experience, along with creating a right infrastructure at the back end for supply chain management. So thank you everyone for your valuable input. It was a pleasure interacting with you guys.